Hello everyone, my name is GD Substra, and in this video I revisited the golden winged strawberry, which essentially means you have to beat the whole chapter 1A without dashing a single time, and it was actually very difficult. I remember the first time I collected a strawberry, it took me roughly 40 minutes, and today I set myself a goal of getting sub 10 minutes. Little did I know, I was about to perform the most generational run ever. I'll try to explain what you have to do in this run, but since I'm not that educated about what pixel window is what, I'll just stick to beginner terms and kind of emphasize how hard it felt for me. I couldn't even find explanations anywhere, it was all just tutorial. Anyways, I unbinded my dash button to not accidentally misclick and did a few runs, all failing to do sub 10 minutes until... This is like my 10th attempt, and the entire first checkpoint is very easy, since the timings usually don't require using dash anyway. The first huge choke point comes right after entering the second checkpoint. I remember this one for me not even grasping as a possibility on my first run. I remember it taking me like 20 minutes. What you have to do is line yourself up in the middle of this platform to perform a slight micro click and land on the very corner of this spiked wall to jump again on the exact frame. If you land below the corner even by a bit, or you mistime the second jump, you lose your momentum and die to the spike line. You're still not done, since the stamina is running out, so you have to act quickly. After performing two very hard inputs, you have to put yourself together to land on this wall, then fall, and then jump 2 times, once from a wall and once from the corner, to land on the second wall and jump onto the platform, all while not losing enough stamina, which I almost did here. This room is probably the biggest roadblock if you go for the golden wing, so if you completed this room, you know you're ready. Luckily, on the final run, I completed this room first try, so let's continue with another very difficult one. For this room, you have to bind a second jump button, since you'll need to press jump 2 times in very quick succession. While climbing on this wall, line medallions are up to be touching the ceiling, and jump 2 times in quick succession to perform a corner kick. I think it's called that. After one quick fail, I managed to secure this room on my second try, which is also pretty lucky. Later in the run, there's this jump, which I actually have no idea how to explain. You have to jump from the corner onto this platform, and it seemed very difficult for me. Basically, while hanging onto this wall, I jumped, then jumped from the corner, but made sure to hold right, like a frame before performing the second jump. But I'll be completely honest, I have no idea to this day how does it work. Sometimes I spend 100 attempts on this room, sometimes only one is enough. On this run, it took me 4 deaths to perform the jump correctly, and we're out of the second checkpoint. The third and last one requires a lot of corner jump and tiny wall hangs, which actually seem more lenient than the ones I mentioned. Maybe they are, basically same deal. Jump and land on the corner of a spike, to then jump again from right after. I did most of them first try, which was absolutely generational. I was on a crazy run with 3 minutes on the clock, entering the final room, which is a run killer, I'll be honest. Very easy while practicing, but super hard to perform from zero. Sometimes made me stuck on this room for more than half of my playtime. Let me explain, at least the way I used in the final attempt, because there's like 5 ways to complete this room, and literally 0 of them were any remotely consistent. But after sticking onto this wall, you have to quickly release the climb button because the stamina is absolutely necessary for every millisecond here, then neutral jump until you get in this sector, and hold climb while lining Madeline's hands with these 2 pixels as fast as possible, because when the stamina runs out, you're fucked because you'll need to hold onto this traffic block later. Jump away from this wall and quickly start holding right again to change your direction right below this traffic block and squeeze in this very pixel to barely hold onto this traffic block. After that, there's just one rage bait, and it's this jump, which requires you to abuse 5 coyote frames Madeline has after she falls off a platform. It's a 5 frame, which is not that bad, but very punishing if you fail, because you have to do the whole room again, so stakes are high and so is stress. I beat this room on the second try, and I'm very sure I jumped on the very last frame, because look at where I jumped. I'm literally mid-air. Anyways, enjoy the completion. 7B soon. Prvý pokus je crazy. Trošku rýchlejšie. Let's go. Let's go. OK, chytil som sa. OK. OK. Ty kokos, toto... Ja som úplne... Čo? Toto nie... Fú. Asi sa mi sníva. To akože už asi nikdy v živote nedám takýto rád. Toto musíš. Som moc zlý pixel. Prosím, posledný jump. To čo bol za ran? Tak, toto mi nikto neuverí. To nemôžem vydať 1. apríla. A toto mi nikto neuverí. Ups, asi som akože peak Celeste player.